Àjọkẹ́. Mo gbọ́ pé o ti lọ kọ́ tailoring sí. Congratulations, that's a good one. Let me tell you some mistakes that you can make as a beginner and how to avoid them totally. I was once like you. I hope you know. This gist is not only for Àjọkẹ́, it's for all the beginners in the building. Come closer. Let me share with you from my wealth of experience. You know, experience is always the best teacher. And when you learn from someone else's mistakes, you get to collapse time as you don't have to repeat the same mistake that they made. I am Oluwabukumi. I am the lead tutor at I Made Royal Fashion Academy. I learned tailoring 16 years ago while I was a teenager. I was in SS1 then, and I learned in a mini tailor shop. Mini tailor shop, ta máa ń pè ní roadside tailor nísìn. Sin tó ń jẹ́ roadside tailor. Because there's no even fashion school. Thank God for currents of fashion school now. I will count that as an upgrade in the Nigerian fashion world. Torí pé all those fashion school now, they now give us details and comprehensive education in fashion designing. And I Made Royal Fashion Academy is one of them. Yes. So without wasting your time, let me go straight into today's gist. So as a beginner, a teenager that was learning in a mini tailor shop back then, I made a lot of mistakes because I learned by observation. Ìgbà yẹn, wàá wo ohun tọ́gà ń ṣe ni, bọ́gà bá ṣe gé aṣọ tí wọ́n bá ṣe rán. We're not privileged to learn in details. Even if you ask questions, those days, tó bá tiẹ̀ ní lucky, lọ́gà tó lógo, ọ̀gá gidi, ó máa ṣàlàyé. But mo ṣe ń ṣàlàyé yẹn náà, kò tí answer most of our questions. Dẹ̀ wá rí wọn bú o. That is the way they learned. Nígbà táwọn náà kọ́. And you can't give what you don't have. That is just it. Tó bá mọ̀ náà ni wàá kọ́yàn. So, tó bá tiẹ̀ wá lucky tó lọ́gà tó le tó wà nínú ẹ̀tọ́ pé tó bá fẹ́ gé aṣọ gan máa jẹ́ kó wà ńbẹ̀. Àwọn tí wọ́n kọ́ṣẹ́ ní gbogbo ìgbà yẹn, 10 years ago, they can attest to it pé àwọn ọ̀gá mi wọ́n máa kọ́ṣẹ́ pamọ́ ní ìgbà tán bá ń gé òní mọ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tó bá tiẹ̀ jẹ́ pé wọ́n like ẹ̀. Iṣẹ́ ló mọ̀ ṣe, wọ́n mọ̀ ránṣẹ́ ni. Bàbá fẹ́ gé aṣọ náà ránṣẹ́. Àwọn ọ̀gá mi burú, wọ́n burú bí èpè Ìjẹ̀bú ni. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá jẹ́jẹ́ tẹ́ bá wo fídíò bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fídíò. Wọ́n burú bí èpè ìdílé. Wọ́n bí ọdẹ akọ tẹ̀ tí rójú olóró sí. Kí ló fẹ́ béèrè? Wọ́n tiẹ̀ ní dẹ́nu. Wo ò tiẹ̀ lè béèrè ní tàbí ọ. So, gbogbo ìgbà yẹn, I learned by observation. Màá wò pé this is how my boss do this thing. Let me also try. Màá wá ṣe ìgbà míì yóò jọ, ìgbà míì kò ní jọ. Some of àwọn ọ̀gá mi kan tó ṣe sí. They will not even chalk. Wọ́n ní chalk nǹkan tán gé. They will not even measure. Wọ́n ti mọ bá ṣe fún bá ti fold aṣọ pọ̀ báyìí wọ́n gé lọ́n títí wọn nìyẹn. So these days, if you're privileged to go to a proper good fashion school, make sure you learn in details. Don't learn through observation alone. Don't just come to class. Even some people will not even come to class and they will say they are learning. How will you understand? Ọmọọṣẹ́ mi báyìí tọ́gà bá ti ń gé aṣọ báyìí, àwọn ọmọ tẹ fóònù ni. Ìmí inú wọn tiẹ̀ ní wo nǹkan tó ń gé. Ara rẹ̀ ló ṣe. Tọ́gà náà, you're deceiving yourself. So, one of the things you can do to help yourself is to learn in details. Mọ reason tí wọ́n fi ń ṣe nǹkan tí wọ́n ń ṣe. Ọ̀gá rẹ̀ ìgbà tó fẹ́ gé aṣọ ká sọ pé aṣọ rẹ̀. Ó mú aṣọ yẹn báyìí kó papọ̀ sí méjì báyìí. Ó wá ń chalk ẹ̀, ó yọ ọrùn, ó yọ apá, ó yọ shape níbi ẹ̀gbẹ́ báyìí. Mọ reason tán fi fold aṣọ sí méjì báyìí tí wọ́n fi gé wájú. Kì í ṣe gbogbo aṣọ tá bá fẹ́ gé la máa ń fold sí méjì. We have some designs. We call them asymmetric design. When you are working on asymmetric design, you don't need to fold your fabric into two because what you have on the left is not the same thing as what you will have on the right. So if you are cutting an asymmetric design, what you will do is to notch the center and then you open up your fabric like this. So you begin to do what you want to do. So know the reason. For instance, if you want to hold a dart for someone that has big bust and tiny waist, the dart intake for that person will be different from someone that has big bust with big tummy. So don't just learn by observation, learn in details. So that when you're doing your own, you will know the right techniques to apply. That's number one mistake and a solution to it. You have to learn in details. You can make extra research outside the class. Yes, Google is there, YouTube is there for you to learn. And mind you, if you are a beginner, don't confuse yourself on YouTube. Stick to what your tutor is teaching you first in class. Do those practicals. When you do them and you master it, you know the reason why she did it, then you can make extra research. Because if you are learning from your boss, you are still learning on YouTube. We have different tutors on YouTube. You will just confuse yourself. So let us move to number 2. At number 2, you want to understand your tape measure. You see all these lines on tape measure, they have what they stand for. Nígbà tèmi ń kọ́ṣẹ́ èmi ò mọ̀, àwọn nǹkan kọ̀ọ̀kan sì nìkan ni mo mọ̀. Tí n bá fẹ́ wọ̀nyàn tó bá ti lè fall sórí àwọn nọ́mbà wíníwíní tí ò ní orúkọ yìí, èmi ò approximate ẹ̀ ní kò sáàyè. It's either kí n fi kún, kí n sún sí 2 àbí kí n sún sí 3. Nígbà tí mo bá ránṣọ yẹn tán, ó lè tóbi ó lè fún, because I did not understand the tape measure. I have a detailed tutorial on how to read the tape, how to understand the lines on the tape. It's very crucial as a beginner. Then at number 3, you have to understand your measurements. Perfect fitting starts with accurate measurements. Even if you are a professional, by the time your measurement is wrong, everything is 0. Kò sí bó ṣe fẹ́ rán tó, kódà káàjọ̀nù rán kí machine rán sọ, kò lè size ẹ̀ tó ní tí o bá ti jẹ́ pé wrong measurement ló lò. So, and before you can take accurate measurement, you need to understand your tape, how to read it, the lines, so that tó bá measure, tó bá fall sórí 0.5 àbí 0.25, o nílò approximate ẹ̀ sí 12. Ṣé you understand? So once you understand your tape, then you also understand how to measure. To get an accurate body measurement, I also have a tutorial on that. Accurate body measurement, I categorize it into 3, which is vertical measurement, horizontal measurement, and what? The derived measurement. Vertical measurement, ìyẹn measurement tẹ́ máa take láti ibi tó ga jù níbi ọrùn bí báyìí. Lẹ ti máa take tó bá jẹ́ obìnrin lẹ́wọ̀n. It will pass through the bust, ibi tó ga jù níbi ọyàn, kì í ṣe pé gbé sí ibi àyà báyìí àbí ibi ẹ̀gbẹ́ báyìí. Once you place your tape here, it will come straight down like this. Then you take it. Now those ones are vertical measurements. And horizontal measurements, on all those strategic points, strategic point vertical measurements, ibẹ̀ lẹ máa gbé tape round. So you have to take your vertical measurement straight. You have first, o gbọ́dọ̀ mọ gbogbo àwọn points yẹn. Bust point, the under bust, the natural waistline, the upper waist, the lower waist, the hip points, gbogbo àwọn nǹkan yẹn, the knee line, the knee points, the gown length, gbogbo àwọn nǹkan yẹn lẹ gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀. So tẹ́ bá ti mọ points ibi tí ó máa wà, then you will now take the circumference of those strategic points. That is the horizontal measurement. Horizontal line, vertical line. I hope you understand. So derived measurement yẹn ní títí ẹ̀ kò ní ìdíkẹ́ wọn lára customer yìí, because so that nǹkan tẹ́ máa wọn ò ní pọ̀ jù. Since you can derive it, some of the time, a máa lo standard measurement, proven standard measurement tá a ti lò tó dẹ̀ ti work. Wà bóyá a fẹ́ get bust pan, upper bust, a fẹ́ get neck depth, neck width, ó láwọn standard measurement kan tá a máa ń lò fún. Derived measurement míì dẹ̀ wà bóyá a fẹ́ rán gown nísìnyí, a ti wá wọn gown length láti bí òkè èjìká báyìí wá sílẹ̀, àti mọ̀ nǹkan tó jẹ́, adẹ̀tún ti wọn half length wa. So tá a bá ń gé aṣọ yẹn kò ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ nídìí ká tún lọ wọn measurement tá a máa lò láti bí half length yẹn lọ sísàlẹ̀. Àkàn yọ tòkè kúrò nínú overall gown length la fi máa mọ tá a máa fi gé sàlẹ̀. Tailoring is calculation. You have to know simple arithmetic, àròpọ̀ àtàyọkúrò. As a beginner, tẹ́ bá ti ránṣọ, ẹ máa ní lọ́kàn wípé aṣọ tí mò ń rán yìí ó gbọ́dọ̀ dúró orí lára customer mi tàbí ẹni tó ní, tó bá dẹ̀ jẹ́wọ́ náà ló ní, aṣọ ìgbọ́dọ̀ fit ẹni yìí dáadáa. And sewing mi gbọ́dọ̀ neat. Let that be your goal. Not pé mo gbọ́dọ̀ tètè ránṣọ ìtàn. Pàyẹn ti as a beginner, it's a sewing competition. Let your goal be on neat fitting, on neat finishing and perfect fitting. My dear, tó bá master act yẹn, tó jẹ́ kí kíní yẹn jẹ́ priority ẹ̀, aṣọ ẹ̀ máa neat, iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ máa stand out. Ìgbà tẹ́mi kọ́ṣẹ́ ń gbà yẹn, mi ò tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé there's perfect fitting, there's perfect finishing. Tẹ́mi bá ránṣọ kí n sá tètè rán ni, kí n sá rán tọ̀dọ̀ tèmi. So tí bá ti ránṣọ yẹn lọ, instead of me láti jẹ́ kí pieces mi kó align, èmi ó kàn mú bóyá ẹ̀gbẹ́ ọ̀tún àtẹ̀gbẹ́ òsì mo fẹ́ jẹ́, èmi ó kàn join ìlú. Tí máa rán tán, tó bá ti wá kù kékeré, bóyá ìkan gùn jù kan lọ, yín kàn gé dànù ni. I will just trim it off. So by the time I trim it off, tí bá wá ránṣọ yẹn tán, it will now affect the overall appearance of that cloth. Ìgbà míì ó lè yẹ̀ sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ báyìí tí ó wọ̀ bí apá ajá. Mi mọ̀ wípé I need to pin my piece. Torí ẹ̀ náà ṣe pin ni. That is why we have pin to work with as designers. So you pin your piece together, especially as a beginner. Pin your piece together and then sew it gently. As a beginner, you increase your speed tí o bá ṣe ń gain confidence sí. má ti target pé mo fẹ́ sáré rán tán, aim on pé mo fẹ́ kó neat. Tó bá ṣe ń ránṣọ lọ máa já àwọn òwú pẹ́pẹ̀pẹ́ ara ẹ̀. You are not in a garment factory whereby ó ti láwọn tán máa bá yín já òwú tẹ́ bá ránṣọ tán. Tí wọ́n bá ṣe ń rán títí ẹ, já òwú. If you are sewing, back stitch. Tó bá rán ẹ̀gbẹ́ kan tán, go and press it. Press your cloth. Ìgbà yẹn èmi yìí lọ sọ aṣọ lílọ̀ kí ni mo fẹ́ fi ṣe, kí n ṣáà ti rán tán ní tèmi. Gbogbo àwọn nǹkan yẹn tí bá wá ránṣọ yẹn ṣe ni mi ò pam all my seam lines ó máa wá tóbi, ó máa wá wú, kò ní fine, kò ní neat, á rí wúruwúru kí n tó rán tán gan aṣọ yẹn á ti sú mi because kò ní appearance ẹ̀ gan, it will not be fine. Ìgbà míì báyìí tí n bá ti gé dànù, mo lè ní láti tú, mo lè join ojú papọ̀ módì. Kẹ́mọ̀, even if téèyàn bá pin aṣọ ibi tó bá ti ń pin ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ gan, wàá ti rí báṣọ yẹn ṣe fẹ́ rí kó tó rán tán. O lè rí pé ojú ló fẹ́ gbé sódì nínú process pòǹpì ni, but tó bá ti jẹ́ wípé èèmọ̀ ẹni pé kó tètè rán tán, ìránkúràn lọ padà ọ máa tú sá bó bá fi rán sọ. Ṣe ni ó dàbí pé ẹnu kìnìún lẹ ti rèé gbà. Bí wàá dàbí nǹkan jágbà lẹ́nu ẹran. And all those things, they are not good. Ó máa ń jẹ́ kí iṣẹ́ súyàn as a beginner. Ó máa ń jẹ́ kéèyàn wà frustrated. You start to now see the skill as if pé bóyá ó le, as if pé bóyá kíní yìí ṣe mo sì lè mọ̀ báyìí, and it's not difficult. We have some skills. Àwọn nǹkan mìíràn tó pé is even ó le ju gbogbo yẹn lọ. Àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ ń learn ẹ̀, they are getting it. So if they can do it, you can also do it. So you just have to follow the procedure. So that is at number 4. Always aim at what? Neat finishing. And for you to get neat finishing, you have to press along as you sew. You have to cut your thread, and you can weave your seam lines too. Àwọn inú aṣọ yẹn ẹ weave ẹ lọ sẹ́jẹ̀. Ẹ máa jẹ́ kí iṣẹ́ yín neat as beginner. Tẹ́ ẹ bá tiẹ̀ ní weaving machine ẹ lè mú lọ sọ́jà. Àwọn tán ní weaving machine máa bá yín weave ẹ. Tó bá dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé you don't have access to weaving machine, you can use French seam. I also have a tutorial on how to do French seam. Ẹ lè lo French seam kẹ́ fi finish inú aṣọ yín so that ó máa neat. Then at number 5, always confirm your measurements before assembling your pieces together. Tẹ́ bá ti fẹ́ join iwájú aṣọ àtẹ̀yìn aṣọ papọ̀, àbí ẹ fẹ́ join apá mọ́ body aṣọ, ẹ máa wọ̀n wò, confirm the measurements before you join. Èmi tí máa fẹ́ join aṣọ ń gbà yẹn, èmi ò tiẹ̀ ní wọ̀n torí tí mo kúkú wọ̀n náà gan irọ́ ni. Màá kàn sáà join yẹn bákan náà ni. I will join the front and the back. Màá máa tún ṣe tí n bá ti join yẹn tí mo wọ̀ wò bá tí mo rí pé ibi ìtóbi bí ìtòtún mú, ibi ìtóbi ìtòtún mú, instead of me to take the cloth sórí table kí n lay flat, kí n wọn bust point mi, kí n wọn waist, kí n wọn àwọn hip yẹn, kí n dẹ̀ ọ̀rá fi measurement ẹ̀ síbẹ̀, kí n chalk ẹ̀, kí n dẹ̀ lọ rán. Simple, kí n dẹ̀ rán once kí gbogbo ẹ̀ dúró re. Èmi ò ní wọ̀n o. I will not measure. I will just sew. So gbogbo àwọn nǹkan yẹn màá máa tún ṣe, màá máa tún. At the end of the day, gẹ́gẹ́ bí tí n bá ti ń tú gan, ayé aṣọ ó ti ta. Torí màá ti fẹ́ fi tútú, màá ti fẹ́ fi bà tiẹ̀ jẹ́. So tẹ́ bá ti wọn aṣọ, kẹ́ ẹ tó join yẹn, ó máa save yín ní stress pé ẹ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń tú, ẹ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń tún rán, ẹ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń tú. Ó kàn lọ rán lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣoṣo ni, wà dẹ̀ get it right, ó dẹ̀ máa fit perfectly. Tó bá ti follow gbogbo àwọn steps. So títú yìí, it will lead us to number 6 points, which is whenever you want to take out wrong stitches, nobody is above mistake, even professionals. Sometimes you make mistake. So tẹ́ bá ń wáṣọ, if you make mistake, avoid losing wrong stitches with blade or scissors or your teeth. Bàtàwà tí nǹkan ṣe ń gbà yẹn ó burúkú jáì. Ẹlòmíì rẹ̀ rí yín àjọ báyìí, èmi yọ òwú aṣọ fẹ̀. At the end of the day, nígbà tí ó bá fi tú gbogbo aṣọ yẹn ó mọ̀ bọ́ọ̀lù. Ìmíì bí tẹ́ bá ti ń fi blade fà bá ń fà lọ́tọ̀, tẹ́ fi ń blade rẹ̀, tẹ́ fi ń rẹ̀ báyìí, aṣọ ó ti ya. Gbogbo grain lines aṣọ ló ti máa wà distorted. So if you want to lose out wrong seam, use seam ripper. This is a seam ripper. Can you see? It is specially made for fashion designers. It's not expensive, maybe 300 or 500 naira. Non-ta. So use this. It will save your fabric from ripping. Kò ní jẹ́ káṣọ yín ya ẹ kàn ra fi tú. Ó dẹ̀ máa save grain lines yẹn, ó máa preserve ẹ̀, and it will be neat. Tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ tú aṣọ ńgbà míì, ẹ lè lọ ojú bí tẹ́ tú yẹn so that it will close. Ó máa close àwọn holes yẹn díẹ̀díẹ̀. Then you sew it again. Then another one, as a beginner, start with smaller projects. Build your confidence with smaller projects. When I was learning then, I want to try all the trendy style. Gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tí n bá rí tó bá ṣá ti fine, tó bá ti wà appealing to me, that is what I want to sew, that is what I want to try. And at the end of the day, tí mo bá ti wá rán àwọn aṣọ yẹn lọ, tó bá ti débì kan, màá kàn pa wọ́n tì, á kàn sú mi ni, because I will get frustrated, I will not know how to continue again. So tailoring is in steps, is in stages. So don't despise the days to starting. Yes, build your confidence with simpler projects. Àwọn nǹkan kéékèèké ní kẹ́ kọ́kọ́ máa rán ná. O lè kọ́kọ́ rán gown, o má fi lining sí. And as a beginner, I want to say this: avoid stretchy fabric. Beginner ni ẹ́, kí ló ń wá lọ di lace? O tún wá lọ ra beaded lace tá ń bí ọ. O wá ní tailoring le. You don't know that àwọn fabrics yẹn, they have a lot of techniques to máa fi work with them. So as a beginner, build your confidence with simpler projects, simpler material. You can, that is why some àwọn starter kits, àwọn fashion schools yẹn máa rí pé kálíkù ló máa wà ńbẹ̀. Tẹ́rù, you can use Ankara to cotton fabric jẹ́ pé kò ní stretch púpọ̀. So you'll be able to work with them. You master how you work with them before you now move to the kind of àwọn aṣọ bíi lace, bíi spandex, bíi lycra yẹn. I hope you understand. So build your confidence first with cotton material and simpler projects. Don't be like me. Tí mo ní a lot of abandoned projects. Àwọn abandoned projects yẹn gan nísìnyí gan, mi tiẹ̀ lè rí ẹ mọ́. Kí ni? Mo ti dà wọ́n nù. Mi ì ní rán parí nígbà tí n bá rán bóyá mo débì kan báyìí. Dàdí tí ò bá dákú ni tí ò bá pin. Nígbà tí ò bá yé mi mọ́, I will not know how to do it. So all those things ó wá lower self-esteem mi débi pé mo wò pé tailor no be for me. I will go and learn another skill, if not for fashion school tí mo wá padà lọ while I was serving. That was in 2018. That was when I now got some clarity and some answers to àwọn questions kan tó ti wà lọ́kàn mi nígbà yẹn. But even at that, I still realized that no fashion school will teach you everything. You have to practice. You have to practice. As you practice, you become good at it. As they used to say, practice makes perfect. And I want to tell you that fashion design is one of the most essential skills that you can have, because you are solving essential problem, which is clothing. Everybody wears clothes. So it is a lucrative skills. You can never go wrong with it. Just make sure that you learn it well and you learn it right, and you take the step one at a time. Tailoring is like you learning English language. You have to learn ABC before you move to 2 letters words, 3 letters words, before you now start to construct sentence. I hope from this, my experience, my journey in fashion designing that I've shared with you, you'll be able to pick one or two, and then you'll be able to move forward in your journey. I hope to see you at the top. I am Oluwabukumi once again. I love you. Bye-bye.